1. New blue spring emerges at Yellowstone's Norris Geyser Basin. 2. Mysterious blue hole appears at Yellowstone, a hydrothermal marvel. 3. Yellowstone's new blue water spring, hydrothermal explosion explained. 1. New blue spring emerges at Yellowstone's Norris Geyser Basin. A brand new thermal pool has appeared at Norris Geyser Basin, and it's raising some eyebrows among Yellowstone enthusiasts and experts alike. Imagine returning to one of the most dynamic volcanic landscapes on Earth, only to stumble upon a steaming, blue spring that nobody had ever seen before. But here's where it gets controversial. What actually caused this mysterious feature to form? And why did it quietly develop at a time of year when few are watching? The Yellowstone Caldera Chronicles, a weekly column produced by leading scientists from the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, features insights for this week from Michael Poland, U.S. Geological Survey geophysicist and scientist in charge of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, and Jeff Hungerford, park geologist with Yellowstone National Park. Their latest field observations bring a fascinating story that could surprise even longtime Yellowstone followers. On April 10, 2025, geologists with Yellowstone National Park were out performing their routine checkups on the temperature monitoring stations set up throughout Norris Geyser Basin. This marked their first on-the-ground assessment in this area since the previous autumn, a significant interval in a volcanically active region. Suddenly, they noticed something striking. A brand new warm spring, shimmering in pale blue, had appeared where none existed before. Located just west of an area informally called Tree Island in the Porcelain Basin subsection, this fresh pool measured about 4 meters, roughly 13 feet, across. Its waters were pleasantly warm, at around 43 degrees Celsius, or 109 degrees Fahrenheit, and the pool's surface sat about 30 centimeters, 1 foot, below the outer rim. Instead of being distracted by the marvel, the team got right down to brass tacks. That's the life of a field geologist. The wonders of the world quickly become the next puzzle to solve. Around the pool's edge, they observed small rocks, many as large as a foot across, encased in a fine, light gray, sandy mud. Closer inspection of the pool revealed 2 distinct layers visible on its sides, but the lower layer proved to be little more than a residue left behind when water levels were higher. All these signs pointed to a dramatic disturbance, most likely a hydrothermal explosion. Hydrothermal explosions aren't rare in Norris Geyser Basin. In fact, this is one of Yellowstone's most active areas for such events. Some craters, like one in an area called the Gap, likely predate even the earliest scientific records. Others, such as the famous 1989 eruption of Porkchop Geyser, happened right in front of observing scientists and tourists. New monitoring technology, installed in September 2023, now allows researchers to detect even subtle explosive activity using geophysical instruments. For example, a notable explosion in the Porcelain Terrace area was captured by sensors on April 15, 2024, leaving behind a fresh crater several meters wide. But what about this particular feature near Tree Island? When did it first emerge? And was it triggered by any recent earthquake sequences? To solve this, experts turned to high-resolution satellite imagery. While these images can't see through clouds or darkness, they provide invaluable, crystal-clear views of the ground on cloudless days. According to satellite data, there was no sign of a new feature west of Tree Island before December 19, 2024. But by January 6, 2025, a shallow depression became evident. By February 13, 2025, the blue pool had clearly come into existence, suggesting that the change happened over several weeks. This leads to the next bit of detective work. The park's state-of-the-art monitoring station, equipped with sensitive infrasound detectors, can pick up the acoustic signatures of underground activity, even explosions too minor to rock the ground. But here's the surprising twist. During the period when the satellite images suggest the pool emerged, the infrasound sensors did not record any strong, clear explosion signals. Instead, there were a few faint acoustic signals from the direction of the new pool, the most noticeable occurring on December 25, 2024. Crucially, there were no matching seismic signals, what you'd expect from a significant hydrothermal blast. Similar weak signals appeared on January 15 and February 11, 2025, none associated with a quake big enough to rattle the ground. So what does this unique combination of evidence actually tell us? And this is the part most people miss. Rather than resulting from one major explosion, the new pool seems to have taken shape through a series of small, less violent events. Initially, these disturbances likely tossed out rocks. Later, they threw up muddy silica deposits, creating a modest pit that gradually filled with hot, mineral-rich water. The first detectable activity possibly began on Christmas Day, 2024, with further small disturbances happening in late January and early February 2025. This latest addition to Norris Geyser Basin's extraordinary landscape shines a spotlight on the diverse ways that hydrothermal features can form. Some, like the dramatic April 15, 2025 explosion in the same basin, or the July 23, 2024 event at Biscuit Basin, appear suddenly with awe-inspiring force. Others, however, such as the pool near Tree Island, barely announce their presence and evolve gradually, a process that only careful, combined analysis can reveal. So, what do you think? Does this gradual, almost stealthy formation challenge our assumptions about hydrothermal risk in Yellowstone? Could there be more hidden changes taking place right now, unnoticed by all but the most vigilant scientists? Some experts even debate whether these subtle events signal deeper underground changes, or are simply routine behavior for Norris Geyser Basin. Where do you stand on this? We'd love to hear your thoughts and spirited debates in the comments below. After all, science thrives on questions, curiosity, and yes, a little bit of controversy. 2. Mysterious blue hole appears at Yellowstone, a hydrothermal marvel. Astonishing discovery. A mysterious blue pool suddenly emerges in Yellowstone, but what does it mean? Imagine visiting Yellowstone National Park and stumbling upon a brand new, gaping hole brimming with milky blue water, something that wasn't there just months before. That's exactly what happened to park geologists during their routine spring check of the Norris Geyser Basin. What was once an unremarkable patch of earth at the edge of the so-called Tree Island had transformed into a striking, 4-meter-wide, about 13 feet, pool, its surface shimmering with a pale, almost otherworldly blue. But here's where it gets controversial. How did this dramatic feature appear seemingly out of nowhere, and what does it reveal about the restless forces beneath Yellowstone? Scattered around the tranquil pool, geologists found clear signs of a violent origin: large rocks, each about a foot across, coated in a fine layer of light gray mud. The exposed walls of the new spring matched this silt, hinting at a recent and powerful event. This evidence pointed to a hydrothermal explosion, a phenomenon where superheated water and steam suddenly burst through the ground, hurling rocks and mud in all directions. To pinpoint when this happened, the team turned to satellite imagery. In December 2024, the area looked unchanged. By early January 2025, a small depression had formed, and by mid-February, the now prominent water-filled hole was unmistakable. Yet, surprisingly, none of the park's monitoring equipment picked up the kind of major explosive activity that would typically create such a dramatic feature in a single moment. And this is the part most people miss. According to USGS geophysicist Michael Poland and Yellowstone geologist Jeff Hungerford, the pool didn't form from one massive explosion. Instead, it likely developed through a series of smaller, less noticeable events. At first, rocks were tossed out, followed by bursts of silica-rich mud, gradually carving out a pit that eventually filled with mineral-laden water. Why does this matter? Yellowstone sits atop a supervolcano, one of the most closely watched in the world due to its potential for catastrophic eruptions. The fact that this new feature formed quietly, without a major blast, is actually reassuring. It suggests that, for now, the underground forces are releasing pressure in smaller, less dangerous ways. But could this slow, subtle activity be a warning sign of bigger changes to come? The full report, published in the USGS Caldera Chronicles, has already sparked debate among scientists and park enthusiasts alike. Some argue that these small explosions are routine and nothing to worry about, while others wonder if they could be early indicators of more significant volcanic activity. So, what do you think? Is this new blue pool just another fascinating quirk of Yellowstone's ever-changing landscape? Or could it be a subtle signal of something more ominous brewing beneath the surface? Share your thoughts. Do you find this reassuring? Or does it make you uneasy about what lies below? 3. Yellowstone's new blue water spring. Hydrothermal explosion explained. Beneath Yellowstone's stunning landscapes lies a volcanic system that's constantly rewriting its own story, and right now, it's adding dramatic new chapters. Geologists have confirmed yet another startling geological shift. A vivid blue water spring burst onto the scene at Norris Geyser Basin. This new aquatic feature emerged quietly, but dramatically in one of the park's most active zones. Discovered during routine temperature monitoring in April 2025, this pool materialized near Tree Island in the Porcelain Basin subarea. What makes this discovery remarkable? Just months earlier, during their fall 2024 survey, U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, teams found completely undisturbed ground where the spring now bubbles. The pool presents a striking visual, approximately 13 feet across with light blue water about a foot deep, fringed by fist-sized rocks blanketed in pale gray, sandy mud. Its formation stems directly from a hydrothermal explosion, a phenomenon where underground water flashes into steam, building pressure, until the earth literally blows its top. But here's where Yellowstone defies expectations. While most assume such events occur in single cataclysmic bursts, evidence suggests this feature developed through multiple smaller explosions over weeks. Initial rock ejections gradually gave way to silica mud discharges, slowly sculpting this pit before water filled it. Satellite imagery pinpoints the transformation timeline. No depression existed on December 19, 2024, but by January 6, 2025, a cavity appeared. By mid-February, water completed the picture. This fits Yellowstone's established pattern. The park's most dynamic basin has birthed several similar features recently, including a crater at Porcelain Terrace in April 2024 and a Biscuit Basin hole near Old Faithful just last July. Now, the controversial question every observer should ponder, as these hydrothermal events accelerate park-wide, does this signal deeper volcanic unrest? Monitoring equipment installed in 2023 now tracks subterranean shifts in real time, capturing geophysical fingerprints of explosions as they happen. Scientists maintain these are normal expressions of an evolving landscape, but could we be underestimating the risks? What's your take? Natural wonder or warning sign? Join the conversation below with your perspective.